Yo, 17 and 0. I am back with another breakdown of UFC San Diego Cruz versus Vera. It's a weird card. I don't think I'd call it bad, but weird. But you could say that about last week, and look what happened. Wait a minute. Last week, I do recaps. Let's do a recap. Well, if you're new here, I do a quick recap each breakdown of the cards from last week, if there was one last week. And there was one last week, and it was a great card. So, quick recap of Santos versus Hill. Ready? Let's go. Silva and Edgar. I thought Edgar would be better on the ground, but I guess not. Weird finish. I think she did tap. McKenna and Granger. Thank fuck. Corey McKenna finally fought a fight correctly and dominated someone she should have dominated. Battle and Sato. Holy shit, Brian Battle. Ole Shaychek and Alvi. I'm not shocked at all. McKinney and Gonzalez. I'm not shocked. Pretty easy to see that happening. Spivak and Sakai. What else would you expect from Augusto Sakai? The dude's trash. Miller and Walker. Miller's so fucking cool. Lame, whatever fight, but the crouch chop was fucking hilarious. Usman and Pounga. Wow. Wow. That was shocking. Neil and Luque. Speaking of shocking. That was fucking shocking. I did not think Luque would be ran through like that. And then Hill and Santos. I'm shocked Hill took the shot that he did. Santos needs to retire. Hill is really good. Now, overall, last week's card was great. 10 finishes and 10 fights. And now, hopefully, this weekend's card can channel the same energy of, 13 finishes and 13 fights. I highly doubt it, but you never know. And a quick side note before I get into this, if you want to see a detailed breakdown into Jason Witt, Josh Quinlan, or Ariane Lipsky, Peshwala Kashweda, go back to last week's video, because I already did that last week. Those fights got canceled the day of the weigh-ins, so I didn't have time to not talk about those. So obviously, like I said, last week, you can just go find them. I talk about them more. I'll still give my prediction for those fights. I'm not really going to talk about them. Cool. Clara rebased it. Yep. So who's ready for a breakdown? I am. So let's get into this. And before I do, like, comment, sub, all that shit. 100 subs go by the end of the year. And as always, let's talk about some fights. And we start off with a okay fight between okay fighters, I guess. Yusuf the Moroccan Devil Zalal versus Damon the Monster Blackshear. Damon Blackshear was not meant to be in this fight. This was supposed to be Christian Gunonez against Zalal, but he pulled out due to visa issues. So Damon stepped in about a week or two ago, and now he's fighting Yusuf Zalal to open the card. So, there's a quick ups on that. Let's talk about Yusuf Zalal. He's been in the UFC a hot minute now. He's not had a great run in the UFC. He is 3-3. His wins: Austin Lingo, Jordan Griffin, and Peter Barrett. His losses: Alo Tapoya, Sung Koo Choi, and Sean Woodson. Right off the bat, from me telling you those wins and losses, I think you can gather he wins against cans, he loses to guys of talent. And that's not a bad thing. Am I really gonna get mad at you for losing to Alo Tapoya and Sean Woodson? No, that'd be stupid. Sung-Hoo Choi, I'm a little not as nice about, but you know, still, whatever. And then wins-wise, Austin Lingo's fine, Jordan Griffin sucks, Peter Barrett sucks. So you got one good win, two whatever wins, and you got two losses I'm not mad at you for. So, you know. Overall, I don't think Yusuf Zalal is that good. I think he shows a lot of holes in his game. His biggest hole being he has no wrestling. Sung-Hoo Choi, who's not a wrestler at all, a pure striker, took him down. Tapoya took him down. Woodson obviously took him down. So it was not very good for Mr. Zalal when it comes to going to the ground. So I would keep that in mind. Overall, I don't think he's that good. I think this is definitely a win or lose. A win or get cut scenario for Yusuf Zalal. Win or lose, no shit. So, yeah, he's definitely gonna be fighting for his job here. And this is his first fight moving down to 135. He's always been a 45er. So, yeah, good luck. I'm very interested to see if he actually makes weight tonight, this morning, whenever. So, yeah, very interested to see if Yusuf looks good at the weigh-ins at least, because I said the same thing about Brian Battle last week. I was scared about how he looked, and he looked perfect in fight time. He looked terrible at the weigh-ins. So yeah, Zalal moving down and needs the win. Now talk about his opponent, Damon Blackshear. I know nothing about him. I heard of him for the first time when he stepped in last week. From listening to breakdowns, I've heard he's a wrestler with decent striking. His losses, the main thing if UFC fans are looking at, because they're fucking casuals, are looking at a loss to Chris Mutino years ago. I'm seeing people saying, oh, he lost to Chris Mutino, he sucks. It's like, dude, that was like fucking years ago. So, yeah, but, yeah, people are stupid. I am interested to see how Damon looks in this fight. He's on a 4-5 win streak, all in, 3 in CFFC and 1 in CES. His most notable win is Alon Cruz, if you remember him, and Tony Gravely. So, yeah. He, short notice, see how he does, you know. The betting odds for this fight have Yusuf Zalal minus 125 to plus 105. I understand why, but I feel like by the end of this fight, those odds are gonna look really fucking stupid. I would agree with Zalal being the favorite. I would probably have him minus 115 to plus 100 or whatever, but I would not feel confident, and that's why I am not picking him in this fight. I am going with the underdog to start the card, Damon Blackshear. I think he will get the win here. I think if he is a wrestler like people say, and most of his wins do come by submission, he's gonna out-wrestle Zalal and easily win this, because Yusuf has no ground game. So this should be a pretty easy night in the office for Damon if he does choose to wrestle. If he chooses to strike, then he's an idiot, and I'm very interested to see how it goes for him. But, you know, we'll see. So, long story short, I'm going Damon Blackshear by decision. Get the dub, man. Get the dub. Underdog season to start off the card. Damon Blackshear by decision. Next fight on the card, I already talked about this in the beginning and last week, so I'm just gonna say their names, what I think's gonna happen, and move on. If you want it more in depth, go back to last week. Next fight, Jason the Vanilla Gorilla Witt versus Josh the Maverick Quinlan. This fight got cancelled last week because Quinlan popped for a very small amount of something, but got rescheduled to this week. Long story short, I think Quinlan's going to knock out Jason Witt in round 1 because Jason Witt has no chin. So, I'm going Josh Quinlan by knockout in the first. After that, we got a banger that should be on the main card. How it's not, or how it's under a couple fights, if you'll learn later. I don't know, but we got Ode, the Jamaican sensation, Osborne versus Tyson Nam. Heavy hitting 125ers. It's hard to find those, but the UFC found 2 and put them in this fucking fight. That's gonna be great. Gonna be so good. Let's talk about Ode Osborne. Over his UFC career, I've had so many ups and downs with Ode, how I feel about him. Against Kelleher, I thought, oh, this guy sucks. He beat 125's bitch boy and Jerome Rivera. Then Manel Cop KO'd him. He looked subpar against Vergara. He KO'd everyone's bitch and Zaruk Adeshev. I've had ups and downs about him. One fight he looks good. Next 2 he looks like shit. Like, overall in the UFC he is 3-2. Like I said, losing to Brian Kelleher is not great, but Kelleher is like a 120. It's like a male Angela Hill. He, for some reason, always looks good against prospects. And then he obviously got knocked out by Manel Cape. Can't get mad at that. Manel Cape's really good. But his wins, per se, Jerome Rivera, that wins means nothing. Same thing for Zaruk Adeshev. But CJ Vergara, that's not a terrible win. That's not a terrible win at all, actually. That's actually that's by a mile his best win. But it's still, I would not say a great one. If I remember, CJ actually that's not an amazing win, but it happened. This fight's really gonna show what Ode's made of, because yeah, he's beaten some dudes, he's lost some dudes, but this is gonna show if Ode's really here. Against a 38-year-old Tyson Nam, heavy hitters, it's gonna be a fun one. Gonna be fun. It's gonna show what Ode has. And to now talk about his opponent, Tyson Nam, who we've not seen in a while. He is 38 years old now. His last fight was a year and a half ago against Matt Schnell. He lost. Overall in the UFC, he is 2-3. His 2 wins, same as Ode Osborne, Zaruk Adeshev, and Jerome Rivera. His losses, Sergio Pettis, Kai Kara-France, and Matt Schnell. Not really mad at those losses. Schnell, questionable, but Kai and Sergio Pettis, what are you really gonna do? Tyson's another heavy-hitting 25er. But again, we've not seen him in over a year and a half. And there's one big problem. His 2 best wins are against 125's bitch. So it's not like he's beating anyone good. Outside the UFC, he did lose to Zalga Sumagulov. He did beat Ali Bagatam, who was a top flyweight at one point in the UFC, but that was years ago. He fought Marlon Moraes. He fought Marlon Moraes. I didn't even fucking know he fought Magic Marlon. That's pretty cool. Yeah, Tyson, I'm very intrigued to see how he does here. Because 38 years old, long layoff, coming back against a very deadly opponent. It's going to be a very interesting fight. Very, very interesting fight. Overall, the betting odds are kind of insane. Ode Osborne minus 245 to plus 200. No. I would agree Ode should be the favorite, but why is he minus 245? I would have Ode minus 150, but why is he 245? Why is he minus 245? I don't get it. Tyson Nam will always have a puncher's chance, and I've been counting out Tyson Nam is really gonna be worrying for people, because you don't want to bet out Tyson Nam, man. Dude has power. But I will not be going with Tyson Nam. Sadly, I like Tyson Nam, but I don't think he gets a win here. I do think Ode Osbourne will get the W here and get a decent win. Probably his best one on his record if he does win. I think he's just gonna be the better fighter. He's 8 years younger. He's been fighting more recently, and I just think he's overall the better fighter. If we're going power-wise, I'd probably say Tyson Nam has it, but that might be one of the only things I would say Tyson Nam beats Ode Osbourne in. Because besides that, he really beats him in nothing. So, and I don't think he's gonna beat him in this fight. So, yeah. Long story short, I'm going Ode Osbourne by, I want to say finish, but I really don't see him finishing Tyson Nam. So I'm going to go Ode Osbourne by decision. Yeah. I will not be shocked if there's a finish in this fight, though. I will not be shocked at all. But I am going to Ode Osbourne by decision. After that, why is this fight above Ode and Nam? The battle of cans, the battle of shit fighters, the battle of why the fuck did they book this? Gabriel Mowgli Benitez versus Charlie the American Bad Boy Ontiveros. Fuck. Let's talk about Gabriel Benitez. Been around in the UFC for a while now. He's been on a bad streak at the moment, but it happened. Overall in the UFC, he is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 6. Perfect. Honestly, I think with me telling you that, he kinda needs a win here. Let alone he is 1-4 in his last 5. A 2-fight losing streak to Billy Quarantillo and David Onama. Can't really get mad at those losses. His best win, probably Clay Colliard back in 2015. Overall, if you look at his losses, you really can't get mad at any of them. Andre Fili, Sadiq Youssef, Omar Morales, Billy Q, and David Onama. What are you really gonna get mad at any of those? I wouldn't, personally. I think I wouldn't be mad at those. So overall, yeah, he's pretty. If I remember, he's pretty much just a striker. I don't think he wrestles often. If he wants to, he can, but I don't think he's gonna. I don't think he does often. He's like I said, he is mainly a striker. Long story short. Now talk about the American bad boy, Charlie Ontiveros. Charlie is 0-2 in the UFC. In his debut, he got slammed by Kevin Holland and finished. And then in his last fight, and the last year, he was looking really good against Steve Garcia, but he has no takedown defense and got finished. So yeah, he's not good. I'm gonna keep it 100. He's fucking terrible. Not much more to say. He's just not good. He fought MVP. Holy shit. Yeah, he's just not fucking good. Why is he still in the UFC? He should have been fucking carted out of the UFC after Kevin Holland almost fucking killed him. So, yeah, he sucks. Okay striking, no wrestling. Not a fucking drop of wrestling. The betting odds for this fight have Gabriel Benitez minus 350 to plus 280. Fuck. As much as I don't want to trust Gabriel Benitez, I kind of feel you gotta. Just because it's Charlie Ontiveros. Do I need to say anything else? What do I think's gonna happen in this fight? I do think Gabriel Benitez will get the win here. This is a loser gets cut fight. Hell, maybe even the winner. Yeah, I think this fight will definitely be a loser gets cut, and I do think Gabriel Benitez will take this fight. For as little that I want to trust Gabriel Benitez, you kinda gotta here. So, I am going Gabriel Benitez by knockout / TKO in the second. Yeah, Gabriel Benitez by knockout in round 2. Not confident because Gabriel Benitez, but I'm a little confident because it's Charlie Ontiveros he's fighting. So Benitez knockout in the second. After that, a fight I really won't go too in depth on because I did already break this down a couple weeks back for UFC. I want to say UFC Texas or what was it? Long Island or what fucking card does this get canceled off of? I want to say it was the Ortega Yair card. No, my bad. It was Dos Anjos and Fiziev. So if you want to see an in-depth breakdown on this fight, you can go to that video, Fiziev and RDA. But I'll give a short and breakdown of this right now, and that is Nina the Strina, that's a new nickname, Nunez versus Cynthia Calvillo. I'll keep this short and sweet. If it gets to the ground, Nina's fucked. If it stays on the feet, Nina's gonna win. And I think it's gonna stay on the feet, man, because I think Cynthia Calvillo sucks. She doesn't seem like she's really there anymore as a fighter. And I just look at her she literally quit against Andrea Lee. Really? Yeah, and this is Nina's first fight in a year after losing to Mackenzie Dern, and then before that, in 3 years, losing to Tatiana Suarez. But she's obviously Amanda Nunez's wife. She's training with the best fighter you could train with as a female, and I just think she'll stop the takedowns and get the win here. So I'm going the underdog, still somehow the underdog in this fight, Nina Nunez by decision. God damn it. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to hit you. I'm sorry. God damn it, I'm a professional. I swear. After that, we got some heavyweights, even though I'm pretty sure one is not a heavyweight. How the fuck am I saying this? Excuse me. How the fuck am I saying this name? Lucas the Bull Brzeski versus Martin Boudet. Let's talk about Lucas. Lucas is coming off Contender Series, I believe. Yes, in a rear naked choke win. Got the contract, of course. It got turned to a no contest for something I don't remember, but apparently it didn't matter that much, and he's now in the UFC. I really don't remember his Contender Series fight, to be honest. So I really don't remember the guy at all. Yeah, I really don't remember him at all. I'm not gonna go back and watch tape on him anyway. So, yeah. Whatever. Long story short, he is fine. This is low-level heavyweights. So, I'm not really trying too hard on this breakdown because it's low-level heavyweights. But now talk about his opponent, Martin Buday. Buday is 1-0 in the UFC, coming off Contender Series as well. In his UFC debut, he dominated Chris Barnett to I think it was 30-27, maybe even a 30-26. He was just so much bigger than Chris that Chris had no chance. And now he's fighting another small heavyweight. So they really like giving this dude small heavyweights, but not many guys are going to be doing well against a 6'4", 264-pound dude. So, yeah. The betting odds for this fight have Martin Buday minus 270 to plus 220. The obvious reason is he has 30 pounds on Lucas, and I think he's just showing more. I think he's just gonna big body him like he did Barnett. So, a lot to drag this out anymore. I think Martin Buday will get the W here. And I agree with the betting odds, whatever. But yeah, I think Martin Buday does get the win here, and yeah, Martin Buday by decision. And now after that, we got the featured prelim, a fight I'm very shocked in on the main card with one of the two fighters in it. Angela Overkill Hill versus Lupita Lupi Godinez. Let's talk about Angela Hill. We all know Angela Hill by now. I don't really need to tell you who Angela Hill is. The queen of looking great one fight and shit the next. Was cut from the UFC, got re-signed by the UFC for some reason. Overall, in her entire UFC career, she has won. This is gonna be annoying. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 8 and 12. But you gotta remember, this Angela Hill, so she got robbed. A lot of people say she got robbed against Lemos. Hindsight, I do think she won that fight. Against Michelle Larson, she got completely robbed. Against Clay Candelia, people say she got robbed. I kinda disagree. But besides that, yeah, she just lost to everyone else. But she's fought pretty much fucking everyone. She's fought Tisha Torres twice, Rose Namajunas, Jessica Andrade, Nina Nunes, Randa Marcos, Courtney Casey, Yan Xiaonan, Hannah Cyphers, Claudia, Michelle, Yoder, Lemos. She's fought everyone. Fuck, man. It is crazy how many people. She's fought the whole division. Twice. Over. Well, pretty much what you're getting with Angela Hill is, for some reason, she gets talent when she fights, right? Don't know how else to put it, to be honest with you. She, for some reason, gets talent when she's fighting. Like, sometimes. Like, against Tisha Torres, she had nothing, but whatever, you know. Now talk about Lupi Godinez, who I think is really undefeated at a 10-0, because Jessica Panay fight was such a fucking robbery, and I think she won the Luana Carolina fight. Her record will say she's 3-2 in the UFC, but really she's 5-0. Besides those two losses, she beat Sylvia Gomez Suarez, Luma Lukbumi, and Ariane Carnalosi. So, good, not amazing wins, but you know, wins. She is mainly a wrestler. She really, like, against Carnalosi, she looked like fucking Habib and just wrecked her. she's very good. You can tell she's gonna be ranked soon. She's really good. Nothing more to say. She's gonna be shooting on Angela Hill all day long, and probably will get to takedowns because Angie is really not the greatest. Her last fight against Janji Robic, and even a couple others have shown she's really not the greatest wrestler in the world. So, you know. But overall, yeah, it's gonna be a heavy wrestling match. The betting odds are a little insane. Lupi Godinez minus 325 to plus 260. No, two main reasons. It's Angela Hill. I do think Lupi is gonna win this, and I do think she should be the favorite, but not 325. I would have Lupi minus 190. A favorite, but dude, how against Angela Hill, I would favor very few. She fucking really beat Amanda Lemos. Fuck, fucking insane. But yeah, I do think the 9-year younger Lupi Godinez will get the win here. So I am going Lupi Godinez by decision. This should be a pretty easy night for her, but you never know with female Michael Johnson. So I am going Lupi Godinez by decision. Overall, the prelims are not great, but they got a couple gems. Quinlan, O'Day, Lupi, Nina might be interesting, but besides that, it's there. This main card, on the other hand, most of the fights are good. There's one red flag, and when I get to it, you'll be like, what the fuck? But yeah, I'll get to that later. But we begin the main card with familiar faces, very familiar faces for one of them, because the dude will just not get cut for some reason, even though he's trash. And I'm talking Gerald GM3 Meerschaert versus Bruno Bildardo Silva. Let's talk about GM3. I'm not going to waste a lot of time talking about GM3 because we all know what you're getting with GM3. A shitty wrestler. Nothing more to say. All his game plan is get you to the ground. If he can't do that, you're going to knock him out. Not much more to say. Next, now talk about Bruno Silva. The dude went toe-to-toe with Alex Pereira and lived, I tell ya. Hell yeah, you can make the case he fucking won, I think. In the UFC, he is 3-1. His wins: Wellington Turman, and Andrew Sanchez, and Jordan Wright. His only loss was in his last fight when he survived against Alex Pereira and could make the case for him winning, just saying. He's very good. He's very, very, very good. Ever since the Sanchez fight, I think people have really seen that this dude is gonna be a very good ranked middleweight soon. And yeah, I think it's very hard for people to disagree with that, because like he's shown, like he went toe to toe with Alex Pereira and lived. So yeah, Bruno Silva's really good. Not much more to say. The betting odds for this fight have Bruno Silva at minus 300 to plus 240. Honestly, I'd probably move Bruno up to 450. He should win this fight easily, and he's my lock of the night. This card really is weak for a lock, so I did have to really look into fights to find one, but let's be honest. Yeah, Bruno Silva's gonna win. He's not gonna get wrestled by GM3, and on the feet, GM3 has nothing for him. So I am going Bruno Silva by knockout in the first. Should be an easy night for Bruno. Bruno Silva, lock of the night, knockout in the first. Another one of the fights like the Jason Witt fight earlier, not gonna say much about. We'll say who they are and what I think's gonna happen. Next fight on the card, Ariane, Queen of Violence Lipski versus Peshwila Zombie Girl Kashweda. This fight got cancelled last week because Lipski missed weight by a couple pounds. But yeah, now it got rebooked to this week also. I think Lipski is just going to be better than Kashweda and get the win here. I really don't see where Kashweda gives Lipski a problem. I think Lipski's just better everywhere. So, long story short, Ariane Lipski by decision. If you want to hear about the odds and all that shit, go back to last week. 4 fights left on the card. Let's go. What are we, about 35 minutes in? Beautiful. With 3 fights I've already broken down. This might be a shorter video than most. But next up on the card, we got Devin Brown Bear Clark versus Azamat the Professional Murzakanov. Let's talk about the Brown Bear. This is a very good fight at 205, my man. Devin Clark in the UFC, many ups and downs. Overall in the UFC, he is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7 and 6. His losses, the ones that matter: Jan, Ratchik, Span, Anthony Smith, Ian Kutilaba. His best win, I would get Alonzo Menafield. Like, when he loses, it's just because, like, all his losses pretty much are to really good fighters. Like, Jan, Ratchik, Anthony Smith are really gonna be mad about losing to those guys. Ian Kutilaba, Ryan Spann, okay, yeah, you're a little pushing it, but it happens. But he's beating guys he should. William Knight, Daquan Townsend, Mike Rodriguez, Jake Collier, etc., etc., etc. So he's winning when he should. In this fight, it's a very tough one for him. But Devin is a wrestler. He has some hands, but not really much. But he's mainly a wrestler. He's gonna try to wrestle. To talk about his opponent, Azamat Murzakanov, he is 1-0 in the UFC. In his last fight, knocking out Tafon Nechukwi, and then, to be honest, a very bad performance. He was losing the fight going into the third, and he's thankful for that knee because he would have lost to Tafon Nechukwi. Really, man? Dude, Tafon sucks. He's trash, man. He's trash. But he did get the win after all, so, you know, it happens. He's mainly a striker. He can wrestle a little bit, but in this fight, I doubt he's gonna wanna wrestle. So keep that in mind. Overall, he is 11-0 undefeated, and this is his first real challenge. It's going to be a very good fight. The betting odds have Azamat Murzakanov minus 145 to plus 125. Yeah, I would have him a slight favorite. I do think he is better than Devin. And I just think he will get the win here. I think Azamat is very good. I think it will be he's a nice, maybe lower ranked light heavyweight for that division. I think he'll give Devin Clark all he can handle here. So I am going Azamat Murzakanov by decision. It's gonna be a tough fight though. I will not be shocked if Devin Clark takes the win here. But I am going Azamat. Next up, the giant red flag of the main card. And 2 names I'm gonna say completely fucking wrong. Are you ready? I'm not. Yasmin Jaryugi versus Ismin Lukindo. Yeah, close enough. Let's talk about... Actually, I'm not going to talk about either because I've never seen these two bitches in my life. Why is this on the main card? Why is this before the co-main? Why is this on over Loopy Godinez? What the fuck? Insider sources tell me that, aka Twitter tells me this, Yasmin chick is very scary, good, a lot of power and whatever, etc, etc. If that is true, good for her, but you should not be on the main fucking card. Other sources tell me that Lukindo, no one knows who the fuck she is. Good to know. This Yasmin chick getting finishes though. There has to be a reason why this fight's on the main card. What the fuck's the reason this is on the main card? Why is this on the fucking main card? I'm so fucking confused. I don't know how. I know I'm picking for this fight, but I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna pick it. UFC, why? If this was on the prelims, I would have no problem, but why is this on the fucking main card? Why? Whatever. And cool. The betting odds have Yasmin minus 200 to Lukindo's minus plus 2 or plus 170. God, I'm fucking stupid. I'm going Yasmin to win this fight. Long story short, never seen these two in my life. Gonna be the first time I ever see them fight Saturday night. Yasmin by decision. I think she's gonna fuck this up. The UFC thinks she's gonna get a nice finish. Nah, she's gonna fly. Yasmin by decision. Now back on to fighters who we actually fucking know. The co-main event of the evening. A banger. David, Silent Assassin, a new nickname, Onama versus Nate the Train Landwehr. Let's talk about David Onama. I think we all know we're getting with David Onama by now. 2-1 in the UFC. Did lose to Mason Jones in his debut on short notice. Put up a really good fight though. And then in his last two fights, KO'd Gabriel Benitez, and just a month ago, not barely a month ago, he subbed Garrett Armfield. So, he's a very good prospect, only 28 years old, and he's just getting better and better, it seems. He's very good. Not much more to say besides he's very good. Yeah, it feels like I was just talking about this motherfucker a month ago. Oh wait, I was. Not much more to say. He's good. Very, very good. So yeah, say anything else? No? Good. Good. David Onama. Now talk about the Train, Nate Landwehr. He's interesting. He's not a bad fighter, just he's a interesting one. In the UFC, he is 2-2. His wins, Darren Elkins and a War and Ludovic Klein. His losses, Herbert Burns and Julian Erosa. Can't get mad. Losing to Herbert Burns with an L. Beating Darren Elkins in a great fight's a W. Losing to Julian Erosa, I'll let it slide. Beating Ludovic Klein, as you should. And the Ludovic Klein fight was in his last fight. He looked very impressive, making Ludovic Klein become a wrestler, which led to the Anaconda choke. Nate's very good. He put on a lot of pressure. He's very tough. It's very hard to finish him. You gotta do a lot. Look at Erosa and Herbert. They had to knee him in the fucking head. So, yeah. Overall, Nate's very tough, This is a great fight. This is it. Has fire than I written all over it. These are two tough motherfuckers who are gonna swang and bang till one drops. Oh man, if one drops. The betting odds have David Onama minus 280 to plus 235. Excuse me. I would disagree. I would have David Onama probably a minus 180. I don't know why he is 280. Nate Landwehr is very tough, and we've seen Onama struggle against Armfield. He really should have ran through him. He had a little bit of issues. Same thing with Mason Jones, who now we know is a complete joke. Yeah, man. It's interesting. It's a very intriguing fight. It's going to say a lot about Onama, but I think Onama will get the win here. I think he'll squeak by, and I think he'll win. So I'm going David Onama by decision. I think it's going to be a very underwhelming performance for him. I don't think it's going to be a bad performance. I just don't think it's going to be a great one. I think it's going to be a great fight, but I think it's going to be a very interesting performance. David Onama by decision. And lastly on the card, what we're all here for, the main event of the evening. A great fight that probably will win fight of the night because we got two great fighters in it. We have Marlon Chito Vera versus Dominic the Dominator Cruz. Banger at 1:35 to end the night. This is gonna be a great fight. Not gonna go in deep on these two because we all know who they are. You know who Marlon Chito Vera is. One of the most always had promise but never delivered till lately. Nice 3-fight winning streak. Davey Grant, Rob Font, and Frankie. The kid's really good. 29. Slow starter. These 5 rounds are perfect. Deadly elbows, likes to cut up the opponent. He's really good. He's really good. And Dominic Cruz, I need to say anything. Future Hall of Famer, greatest bandweight of all time. Going footwork. Getting on the washed side. I wouldn't say he's washed. He's getting washed. He is getting older. He has won his last 2 fights against Casey Kenny and Pedro Munoz, but not impressive wins in any means. Guys who really would have ran through in his prime, he had trouble with, and then he lost to Cody Garbrandt, Triple C, etc., etc. If we were talking a prime Dominic Cruz, this fight would be amazing. But 37-year-old. Only fighting for the belt more than wanting to fight. This could be his last fight if he loses. It's a lot of things going on in this fight. It's a great fight, but a lot of things going on. The betting odds do have Marlon Vera minus 240 to plus 200. I would disagree. I do think Marlon Vera should be the favorite, but I would not have him minus 240. I'd probably move him down to a minus 155, 160. He should be the favorite, but I don't think I would say 240. Dominic is still Dominic. I think this fight goes a lot like the Rob Font fight, where Chito probably loses the first and maybe even the second, but I do think he'll turn it on later and get the win. Would I be shocked if Dominic won by controversial decision? No, not at all. But I do think Chito is gonna do what he did against Rob and turn it on late and get the win. So I am going Marlon Chito Vera by decision. Would I be shocked to see Dominic Cruz win? No, not really. If he does win, that means he did good in the first 2 rounds and then he wrestled later. I could see him taking the third because he wrestled, being up 3-0. Chito needing a finish or a 10-8 and just not getting it. So what I think's gonna happen, Chito Vera wins a close, maybe even a split 48-47. So I'm going Marlon Vera by decision. To look over the betting odds one more time. Not the Pentagon. Fuck off. To go over my picks one more time. Damon Blackshear by decision. Josh Quinlan by knockout in the first. Ode Osborne by decision. Gabriel Benitez by knockout in the second. Nina Nunez by decision. Martin Boudet by decision. Lupe Godinez by decision. Bruno Silva, my lock of the night, by knockout in the first. Ariane Lipsky by decision. Azamat Mirzakhanov by decision. Yasmin Jargregu by decision. I'm saying that last name wrong. Don't have to tell me. David Onama by decision. And Marlon Chito Vera by decision. Overall, it has its highlights, but it has its lowlights. It's a fine card. It's going to be fun because it's in San Diego, in an arena. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be very, very fun. I would not be shocked to see a giant retirement on this card. Or a giant shocker win. So, either way, something's fun going to happen. It's going to be a fun card. You'll hear from me next week, same time, for a breakdown of UFC 278, Usman and Edwards. Not a good card. I'll be honest, not a good card. But yeah, I'll still break it down because I love you motherfuckers. And I love doing this shit. So, I'll let you all see here a recap of what happened on this card. But by then you already know, but still I'll do it anyway. So, oh, and then there's a break, so you'll not hear from me in 2 weeks. But I will be back for UFC Paris, of course. But enough talk. I'm gonna end the shit. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Tell me your bets, picks, whatever down below. Like, comment, sub, all that shit. 100 subs go by the end of the year. I think we are 88 away, 89, whatever. And yeah, nothing more to say, guys. As always, RX.